There's something very pleasing about a round walk, isn't there? Especially if there is a pub along the route. Not on this occasion though. I'm in the Pinewood Forests, very close to the tiny house, but I've parked my car at the Evolution Spa and I've gone for a sort of practice, not that far, about an hour and a half, about even 10 kilometers I think, but it's the first dry, sunny day for, it seems, weeks, and at the first opportunity I'm glad to get out in the woods for a walk. And what is it about walking in trees or in nature, any nature frankly, that lifts the spirit? My friend John Butler, who I call John the Beard, he was an organic farmer, one of the earliest organic farmers. The BBC made a documentary about him and his wife Shirley on the fens in Lincolnshire in 1975. You can check that out on the other Spiritual Unfoldment channel if you want to see a 38-year-old John Butler. And he has a saying. He says his teacher is nature. He doesn't bow the knee to any other human authority, actually, or divine authority, really. He's very much his own man, a self-made mystic, and he has a saying as a long-time farmer. He talks about Dr. Green, how simply spending time in nature with the trees and the grass. He particularly loves grass. I haven't got the same affinity for grass. I do love moss. That's one of the characters in the IT Crowd, I think, Moss. I do like him as well. On this round walk, which is sort of getting my limbs in training after being really incarcerated in the tiny house for 2 or 3 weeks with my very little ailments. But it's such a relief to the body and mind, frankly, and spirit to get out. When I am president of the world, my first edict, I'll be a benevolent dictator. My first edict will be everyone will be required to go for a walk in nature, or even just in a park, or even just around the block in the city for 20 minutes every day. And I can guarantee doctors' waiting lists, health practitioners will be twiddling their thumbs, the hospitals will be empty, the prisons will be empty, because people are getting back to nature and having a dose of Dr. Green. I've got to choose the right way now. I'm not paying attention to the path, so I usually get lost. There's another story. I can't help noticing that, let's see if I can find one. Many of these trees, these fine upstanding fir trees, have got an X marks the spot sprayed on them in red spray paint. And I'm afraid that is the mark of death for a tree. It means it's got some disease. They're not elms, so it's not Dutch elm disease, but it's something terminal. And I've just passed a whole row of them. I don't know when the lumberjacks will be taking those down. It reminds me of another time where an X marked death. It's in the Bible, actually, in the Old Testament. Oh no, it's not. Is it? Is it in the Old Testament or the New Testament? Am I getting the two confused? I'm thinking about when the Israelites or the Jews. This could be problematic now. I'm not sure it was a good idea to go here, but they were told to put a cross or a mark anyway, I think in blood, so that would be red, a red cross on the lintel of their house, and the angel of death would pass over them. I'll have to look that up. It's a proper story. There are quite a few grueling stories particularly in the Old Testament. Some people, some theologians, would actually identify a separate God of the Old Testament, nothing like the God of the New Testament. Not quite sure how we reconcile those two, actually. I went for a walk in the sunshine also a couple of hours ago. There's a lovely local lane called Hackney Lane, and there's a little village nearby called Farley, which sounds like straight out of Billy Bunter or something like that. Jeeves, Farley, with a wonderful pub called the Laburnum. You can look that one up. That's one of my local watering holes. And I found a lane called Boam Lane, a little crescent, B-O-A-M, with a fabulous view over the Dale. It happens to be the same sounding name, but not the same spelling as one of my favourite physicists, David Bohm, B-O-H-M, which is really why I went down that way. Why am I telling you this? It's a good question. Well, because I suppose, like a cork, I have bobbed up and surfaced, thank God, after what seems an age, all tucked up and constrained and with a cloudy mind, with my minor ailments for a few weeks. And so I feel like I'm reconnecting, and now I have done 5 videos out of the 28 that I plan to do before I go on my next and final leg of the Camino next month. We're getting there. Hope you're all well.